Hi guys, okay, so I wanted to walk through the different phases of going through breast cancer and things that I needed to do physically to help me in each situation. So the very first physical challenge in this process was after I found out or was diagnosed with cancer. Actually, let me take that back. Before I officially knew, I'm gonna go over just a couple stretches that you could do after going through your biopsy. For me, that little pinch in the chest really didn't feel good. It felt pretty deep. But crazily enough, I knew how to lengthen it out and to breathe through it, and was able to stretch out my chest muscle so that the spasming and the pain that was piercing through subsided. So I'm just gonna show you that. I hope this gets to someone who might be feeling some pain in their chest. So here we go. So as you know, you're lying on the table, and that just is really fun, waiting there for the doctor for forever, and you don't even know what's going on. Anyhow, okay, so after I had that little, biopsy, my chest started seizing up. Now, it was my left side, not the right side, but I'll show you from this angle. So what I did is I pushed my elbow back into the floor, because from your sternum to your shoulder, your pectoralis major goes that way, for those of you that don't know. And so you need to lengthen it. And what I did is I kind of popped my rib forward a little bit and then pressed my shoulder back into the floor. So some people's chests are so tight that their chest is contracted up in here, but you want to try to press into your blade. And then what I did is I kind of leaned away to the opposite direction, and really slow. It really hurt. And so I just stayed there wherever that pain was, and I breathed through it. So I just took a deep breath. I was gonna inhale and exhale. So whenever you're stretching, I think of trying to relax that muscle and let it go. And I do believe I put my hand here to just try to lightly touch that area of pain. And so as I was stretching, I helped kind of guide it with my hand, but I also actively started to reach my opposite arm away. Really slow, but then what really helped was breathing. It was so strange, but I just took deep breaths. And on my exhale, I would try to go just a tiny bit further. And I just remember it throbbing and just pinching and in pain. And so when I breathe, see, the diaphragm expands, right? And then it'll contract if you push it, but it moves the body just a little bit, so in a subtle way. So I gradually did that, started to pull away. And I know this seems like it's nothing, but in that little moment, it really makes a big difference. Anyhow, so then I came back in slow. So the key is pushing my arm back into the bed. It was into the hospital bed, or I don't know, doctor bed. And anyhow, okay, so you want lengthening out to the side. Another thing you do is you can reach underneath the armpit, although it depends on where that incision was, and just kind of pull. I know it's not that pretty of a picture, sorry, but this is the reality of it. And you have this fascia here, you can kind of support it and lengthen. So you see how I'm kind of pulling away, and real easy. So then I would bring my arm down. I didn't really worry about any, circles or anything like that. It was just more like I had to get that spasming out. So, if it's on the other side, you'd be pulling the arm to the opposite direction. So that helped immensely. Just that little thing. Okay, that's your first tip for if you have a biopsy.